see what a punch out sounds like. It screams.
How you doing, guys? Chris here. Well, I got some new props in today. These are the Gemfan Hurricane 4.5x2.5x3 tri-blades. And these are new, and I think these kind of fill a niche. A lot of guys have been complaining about their sub 250 gram 5 inches, like this one right here, feeling a little floaty and not giving them that proper flight feel that they're looking for. And a lot of people have been doing the 3.5 inch and the 4 inch quads, and I think this was Gemfan's attempt at getting a 4.5 inch feel to see if that'll give some improvement for somebody who already made their sub 250 gram 5 inch, and just to improve the flight characteristics of it. Or it could be that, there's some 5 inch ducted prop out there that I don't know about quite yet, and a good 4.5 inch prop is what you use on that 5 inch ducted quad. But I don't know anything about that. That might be a future thing. But anyway, here we have the Gemfan Hurricane 4.5 inch props, and of course I'm going to run it on clearance quad here. I've already got 2 of them put on there. This with a battery typically weighs about 410 to 415 grams. So we'll run it on a lightweight 5 inch, not a sub 250 gram 5 inch. And then I'll put them over here on the sub 250 gram 5 inch. I think it comes in at about 245 with props and prop nuts, but I'll weigh it for you guys just before we fly it. And yeah, that's the nice thing about these props is they are 5mm and they're T-mount. I like that about Gemfan, how they integrate both into that design. And they have the hubs. I don't use the hubs. I think I've talked about this once before. The hubs are, I don't know if they're for stability or if they're to get a better fit when you put these screws on. I'm not 100% sure. I don't care to use them. I don't see any point, because just the sheer tension of having those 2 screws in there holds the prop in pretty good. But we'll weigh it with the hub in there and without the hub to see if it's worth it to you to put it in there. It's not worth it to me. I never use them, but they're there. Oh, battery's done charging, so we'll be flying this real soon. All right, let's get a weight on these props. All right, so we got the scale all set up. Let's zero that out. So first we'll weigh the 4.5 inch Hurricane prop, and without the hub, it comes in at 2.3 grams. And then with the hub, let's put the hub in. Okay, there we go. With the hub, 2.3 again. So the hub is weightless? Not likely. All right, so 0.1 gram for the hub. All right, not bad, not bad. What is a typical 5 inch prop? So it's sub 250 5 inch prop like this one right here. Let me get one that's not all chewed up. All right, let's see what this weighs. So this is 2.4 grams as well. So when you're switching from a 5 inch bi-blade to a 4.5 inch tri-blade, you're not really changing the weight of your quad at all. And I'll take that off later. But yeah, it's pretty close. Even if you use the hub, you're 0.1 gram or either 0.1 gram or exactly on, so you'll be just fine. The transition won't put any extra weight on your quad. All right, so here we go. We got clearance quad all mounted up with the 4.5 inch Hurricane props. And yeah, let's see how much it weighs, pre-flight weight. So it comes in at 425.6 grams. We'll take it outside, do a quick hover and a punch out for you to see how that performs. We'll do a quick flight footage, see how it performs, how it handles in the air. I bet it's going to be pretty similar. It's only a 1/2 inch difference, but you know, a 1/2 inch is what, 2 inches overall when it comes to surface area or disc area. So it might have some improvements or it might have some limitations. We'll find. All right, so we got clearance quad weighing 425 grams with the Gemfan Hurricane 4.5x2.5 props. So we'll do a quick hover and a punch out, and then we'll do some flight footage.
Okay, what I'm noticing is the throttle is a little higher because, you know, obviously it's a 4.5 inch prop. Okay, let's see what a punch out sounds like. It screams. Huh. Well, it screams, but it didn't really get up there. A little harder to control, but still manageable. All right.
All right, so we get to the first flight. So these are the 45-25s on a 425 gram quad. And right away, as I'm flying, I noticed this slight vibration that I've never had in any of the other props or motors that I've tested. When I'm just cruising, it's just constantly there. And as I accelerate and do maneuvers, it increases in intensity, and you know, it just kind of makes the whole flight kind of unenjoyable. And the pitch, so it's kind of flat. You know, it's a 2.5 inch pitch, so it was never going to blow my mind, but I didn't think on this lightweight quad it would just leave me desiring so much more than what it did. So that low pitch and that 1/2 inch length just made this quad flat. It was just unenjoyable. It's not something I would put on a 300 to 500 gram quad. Anything above 500, absolutely not. All right, so we just finished with clearance quad, and I just took the motors off and the props off and put them on the sub 250 gram 5 inch. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't like it on a 425 gram quad. The pitch was too low. The motors were getting pretty hot just to keep it in the air. Had to keep the throttle pretty high just to do basic stuff, which caused a lot of other problems. Not really great for a 425 gram quad. So let's try sub 250. So let's see what this is gonna weigh. So it's got all 4 props on, screws, and the battery, we're looking at 241.7. I did not put these hubs in there, so maybe it would have been 242. So no big deal. All right, let's give this a flight. All right, so here we have the Gemfan Hurricane 45-25s on a sub 250 gram 5 inch frame. And we'll do a quick hover and a punch out, and then we'll do a quick flight footage and do talk through the comparing of the flight performance. I already have a feeling this is going to be much better.
So I'm a lot lower in the throttle, but this is 200 grams lighter. And let's see how it punches. Not bad. It's not coming down. It is just a 4, so keep that in mind. Not bad. All right, let's fly.
So this was the sub 250 gram flight, and this flight lasted about 6.5 minutes that I trimmed down to about 1.5 minutes for you guys so you don't get bored. And typically on a 5 inch prop with a 3 inch pitch, I'll get about 8, maybe even 9 minutes with this battery. This is a GMB 750 and 4S. And yeah, that lost flight time equated to a more enjoyable flight time because the quad felt a little bit heavier in the air. You'll also notice that the vibrations kind of carried over from one quad to the other. So I kind of think it's something to do with this prop. Maybe it's too thin. I mean, it did have the same weight as that 5-inch prop as a tri-blade as opposed to a bi-blade. Maybe Gemfan should make this a bi-blade and just use that extra material in those two blades to make it a more stable prop. Now, vibrations aside, this was actually a fun flight. I got to 6 minutes and I thought I was only flying for 2 minutes. Actually, when I uploaded this video and I saw it was 6 minutes and 38 seconds long, I was really surprised that I had flown for that long. It felt natural. It felt exactly how I thought this quad should be flying the whole time. Like I said, it was a floaty quad before. I mean, I kind of liked how floaty it was. It felt like it was a godlike quad. You know, I could do anything. I could do flips and turns and rolls, and I wouldn't even lose altitude. I would just be in the air and that's it. And this just feels more natural. You know, you let off the throttle, it drops a little bit more quickly. That's good for when you want to do dives, when you want to do gap hitting, for closer proximity stuff. You're not just stuck in the air. So to sum it all up, I would recommend these props to someone who already has a sub 250 gram 5-inch that you wanted a little better flight feel out of. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.